Oops, that way. It's better. Is it to put on your nose? Oh, that could maybe work.
No, that's not the way you use it.
Okay, Catherine, my mentor, everything vital health is through Catherine Spear that you see here, a wellness advocate for women and everybody. But that's how I met you through your past life, through Thermo Clinic that you brought to Atlantic Canada. And so, Catherine, today I want to jump in right away. I'm going to let you introduce yourself, but we want to talk about this little quantum scan as I am getting tons of questions. I just come back from France. They loved it. They were very curious. And then here in my village, we're having a session soon. So whenever you're watching this video, my intention here is to bring my mentor so that you understand better before you come to the info session that I organize. You have a better idea. Do you want to spend an evening with me or not? I bet that if you listen, you will. So let's deep dive. So Catherine, first, who are you? Tell me in a nutshell, how did we come to work together, helping people scan their body?
Wow. You know, our history goes back a little ways. We won't get into all of that, but, you know, because the listeners today, we want to value their time as well, too. But, you know, everything in my life, because I've been so passionate about serving and helping people feel well, mind, body, and soul. And that's only been through my own journey with my own self-awareness of my own health and wellness. And everything I've done has led me to another level, right? So different, you know, practitioners I've worked with, different doctors I've worked with through different things that I've done. You know, I go back to the days of, you know, chakra dance, in a mojo for children's health and well-being, you know, the energy healing aspects of it, Reiki master teacher, you know, corporate person, all these wonderful people I met throughout the years and all these different countries I worked in, you know, everybody brought something to my evolution. And then, you know, through thermography. And then in March, you know, I was able to go down to Mexico, meet with Dr. Tony Rodriguez, Jorge and Dr. Gustavo, his scientist, and his team of people in Hermosillo, Mexico, to understand what Vital Health was doing. Also understand what Dr. Tony Rodriguez himself had been doing previous to, you know, putting the company together that allowed us to go cross borders, if you will, and be able to have this in other various countries. So having been there and seen Dr. Tony, understanding what he does and has been doing for years in his own clinic, using the Vital Health scanner, helping people to test and not guess anymore about what is happening in their body prior to, you know, buying supplements and or herbal remedies, et cetera, et cetera. You know, gone are those days. Technology continues to increase and be more available to people. And I'm not new to being somebody who likes to push the boundaries of how we look at things, and or bringing, you know, like thermography, for example. Thermography wasn't here until I brought it in, although thermography had been around for a very, very long time.
Can I pause you? Like, to tell you how much Catherine is a trailblazer, my mom, and I just turned 50, got ordered by her obstetrician at my birth to get a thermography. So that was 50 years ago. But Catherine brought it just like 10 years or something like that. So we're bringing you what we're...
Yeah. And so, because I'm always searching, I'm always researching, right? What is available? Because, you know, Angelique, I'm very passionate about the fact that human beings were not put on this earth to suffer with chronic disease. We're just not designed that way. But because of our environment, because of all the things, the stress, I can go on for hours on this topic. Our bodies were not designed to handle the levels in which we are today. And yes, we, you know, our food sources will not, you can eat healthy, you can, you know, sleep and do all those things, but our food has been so depleted on so many levels as far as vitamins and minerals go. Understanding what it is and how we support our cells at a cellular level is really important, especially, you know, look at what's happening in the group with children, right? a lot of the neuro issues that are happening is because of nutrient depletion. Children are not getting the nutrition that they once got. But also, what about us as we age, right? It's the same thing. Gone are the days of going and buying a lot, because I speak from experience, a lot of supplements, going, oh, I hope this helps. I'm really feeling this off. I watch this influencer on TikTok, or I watch this influencer on Instagram, and they're talking about this. You know what? Wow, I'm going to go get that because that sounds amazing. Well, let me tell you what happens. You can actually poison yourself that way, right? You can actually make yourself sicker, because if that's not what your body needs, how do you know? The other thing that I'm going to talk about a little bit that I'm very passionate about is that 10 to 20% is what is absorbed as far as your standard everyday supplements that are out there, right? It gets absorbed 10 to 20% in the small intestine. It's very important to understand, because 10 to 20% of it gets absorbed. The rest of it, is expensive pee or poop. Well, what happens if you have a nutrient absorption issue in your small intestine? And a lot of people do the research, go out there and research how many people have nutrient absorption issues, right? I was one of those people. So all the hundreds of dollars that I was spending on these supplements over the last, let's say 10, 15 years, I wasn't feeling difference, right? That was the problem. But again, when you come back down to the fact that you've got a nutrient absorption issue in the small intestine, knowing that your small intestine is where your supplements get absorbed only 10 to 20%, you're not even absorbing that amount. So when you start talking about, there's two things here today we want to talk about. One is the scan, but also cellular nutrition, right? So when you're talking about herbs and adaptogens and micronutrients that allows it to penetrate your cell, now we're talking about supporting our cells with nutrients at a cellular level. That's a game changer. Okay, that in itself is a game changer. But how do you know what it is your body needs? Angelique, I was listening to another podcast this morning on testosterone in women, and there's so many symptoms that can show up as low testosterone, but also can be linked to, right? That also can be linked to this, to this, to this, to this. So how do you know what your body needs unless you're actually testing it? And blood work only shows you when you're at disease stage, right? Your typical blood work, when you go to your doctor, you get blood work done, it always comes back, it'll come back with within range. Well, within range just means you're not in disease stage yet. It's not telling you if you're tracking towards a disease stage. It just tells you if you're not in disease stage yet. Because remember, the support that's there for you is not there for you unless you're in disease stage. That's what allopathic doctors are trained in: disease management, emergency healthcare. Okay. But it's not showing you maybe where the check engine light is on in your body. Okay, so check engine light, just like your car, comes on because it's telling you to start paying attention to something, because something's not quite right. And if you don't pay attention to that check engine light, eventually it's going to leave you stranded on the side of the road. Well, it's the same thing with the body. But how do you know? That gets us back to the quantum scanner. Okay, so this technology helps you to understand where the nutritional deficiencies are in the body and what it's impacting, right? Because our organs all require support. Our cells require support. So what is so different about the quantum scanner, and how does it work? Well, the quantum scanner is the easiest way that I can explain it to people is this: it's gathering a signal from your cells that's giving us information on what is happening. Okay. It's no different than putting it in this context for people to understand. Most people will understand smartwatches and Oura rings. Okay. So people wear a smartwatch. Personally, I never would wear one. And if anybody wants to know why I would never wear one, you can reach out to me and I'll tell you why. But smartwatch tells you how many hours of deep REM sleep you've had, how many, steps you've taken, what's your heart rate, what's your blood rate, some devices, you check your sugars, right? That is all coming from a cellular frequency. So when we talk about the quantum scan is frequency. We're frequency. So what's different about it is, yes, you want to hold up the little box there for people, Angelique?
Yes.
So
here we go.
Yes, it's a box. People go, oh, it's just a box. So here's the two things that's so important about this. One, yes, it is technology, it's a box. What's super important about this though is that it's the software behind the scenes. Okay, this software that's behind the scenes is owned by Vital Health, is owned, by Dr. Tony and team, because it's based on his data, his research, his years in practice. Okay. The machine itself is just a machine. What's so impactful about the machine, though, is the two pieces that come together. One, the foundation of that machine, yes, is quantum frequency AI based, but the key is the information, the software that is owned by Dr. Tony. I'll pause there for your questions and sleep free from your people.
Yes. So how does it work? What does it measure? Can you go through this?
Yeah, so what it measures is it measures 45 individual body systems. Okay, so it's a 125-page report. Now, the key to remember is this, and I will state this, the disclaimer, it is not diagnostic.
No.
We do not diagnose, treat, or cure disease. Okay, so I just want to make sure I put the disclaimer out there. This tool gives you information about the body. It looks at 45 individual body systems. It looks at, there's different gates, if you will. We look at, it's going to show things that are green, blue, yellow, and red. Green means it's in the normal range. Blue means it's mildly abnormal. Those are not things that we go after, because the mild is the body's way of addressing it. It's kind of the ebb and flow, normal ebb and flow of the body on a day-to-day basis. Okay. So when it's blue, those aren't things that, that we're too concerned about, because the body will deal with that. It's the things that show up in the yellow and the red, the moderately abnormal and the severely abnormal, that we want to help you to understand what's causing that and what are some of the options you can consider in supporting your body to help the body to heal those areas. We do not do healing. Okay. Cellular nutrition is cellular nutrition. Dr. Tony states all the time, there is no product on the market. There's no pharmaceutical drug. There's no product on the market that will ever heal you. The body heals itself. And if anybody ever tries to tell you that they have a product that's going to heal you, run, because that is not accurate. What we're doing here at Vital Health is we are scanning to give you information so that you can make an informed decision on where the needs are of the body. And then we provide herbal adaptogenic micronutrient protocols that help to support the body. We're getting nutrients into the cell and the body does the healing. We're just getting nutrients to it.
Yeah. So can I trust the result? Someone asked me that, like, how accurate is this? And can I trust the result? So I have different answers to this, but I want to hear you.
Sure. So there is data that we have available. So for anybody that wants to get into the weeds of the megahertz and all of this thing of this, how this machine works and the software works, please reach out to myself or Angelique. We're happy to share that with you. But it's 85 to 92% as accurate as blood work. Okay. And that is on the scientific sheet that we are happy to help, support you, anybody with. But here's what's really important, Angelique. Okay. What I love about this is that when people come for a scan and they fill out their intake form, sometimes people are curious and therefore they don't fill out the intake form with all of the data of things that are happening to them because they're curious. They want to see, right? And what I love the most about this is that people will come for a scan and then they'll look at me and go, Catherine, how did you know that that was going on in my body? Because I didn't tell you. I didn't put that purposefully on the intake form because I wanted to see if it was going to pick up.
I get that all the time.
You get the same thing. Everybody does. Everybody in our team, we all talk about this, right? And people are blown away because it's looking at the cellular level. Again, it's information, but it's information that your body is telling you in various ways. Maybe it's discomfort in your joints. Maybe it's brain fog. Maybe it's all these other symptoms that show up. but your body is trying to communicate to you with that discomfort that's showing up, with that constant headache, with, various things, but we don't know how to put it together. Your cells don't lie. Your cells are giving us
Yeah.
information. Okay. And we're just giving information back to you.
And from a personal experience, those scans help me go to my health practitioner, and give them kind of more leads personally. And I want to share something that happened. I was at a wellness show in France to scan people. And one of the person that I was scanning, she came to me because she cannot sleep. It's been forever. That's her life. But she's still she's trying every freaking thing. So when she heard me with my scanner, she said, can you scan me? And maybe we're going to find information. So here's the thing. And that's the part that is so exciting, I find, is it empowers you to find solutions. And it's like a buddy, like you're gonna help me find a path towards what I'm looking for, the answers I'm looking for. So here's the thing. We did her scan, and there is a section in your scan that is about oh my god, you're gonna have to help me, the name, like mercury and stuff like that. What's that?
Yeah, so heavy metals.
So the one that is mercury, I think it was mercury. What is the other one?
Well, there's lead, mercury, arsenic, cadmium.
Arsenic, I think she had in her system. And then she was like she's super healthy, like she eats so well, like she exercises, like she's like starting to panic. So that's the thing, when you do your scan, you're not allowed to panic, because it's just information. Right. It doesn't mean
it's just information. Just information.
But because as you said, it's married with a very high AI technology that is kind of specific to Vital Health. We did some digging, and it asked, does she has any plumbing things? Like, she's almost 80, okay? So back in the day, her whole mouth have been plugged with I don't know the name in English. Help me.
It's the mercury fillings.
Yes. And she said, yeah, I have at least 10. And then we looked it up. What does mercury does in your hormones and everything? And then it explains potentially why she's not sleeping. It doesn't mean that this is the answer, but guess what she's doing next? She's going to talk to her dentist. She's going to go back to her doctor and say, well, can we explore that path? Because we haven't yet. Like, you don't know what you don't know, right? So just that excites me enough. And that's the same for me. Like, I know it's the same I offer this to the woman who works with me as entrepreneurs, because we all go through the menopause thing. And that comes and makes up a lot of things in our body. And that helps you to support it. So I just wanted to bring that up. It's, you don't even need to have to know everything about the scanner. That's another thing. And just bring that data to whoever wants to help you in your health or wellness, or even I bring it to my acupuncturist. And she's like, oh, that helps her to treat me differently. So yeah, that's what I wanted to add.
It's information. Okay. And again, it's no different than it is a little bit different, but if people really want to understand it, just think of smartwatch or rings, the information that it gives you. Smartwatch is here in the technology. This is up here in the technology level, but it does the same thing. It's reading the cells. It's gaining information through the frequency. So, like Nikola Tesla said many years ago, medicine of the future, right, is frequency medicine. And it's not, the future isn't somewhere out there. It's now. It's been happening for quite some time. And I think more and more people are starting to hear about the opportunities that are out there to learn more information, to be empowered. This is about proactive prevention. There's two paths. There's two paths that all of us are going to follow, Angeli, because we're human beings and we live on this earth. And that is one of disease management or one of prevention. And prevention allows us to have more fun like this, learning about our bodies, learning about opportunities that are out there, to gain more information, to be empowered, to make those decisions for our own sovereign health. That's what's critical.
that's a great bridge to another question I got. What kind of education or license to do such a scan?
I'm sorry, what's the question again?
What kind of education or license to do such a scan?
So, I mean, the thing is, Angelique, is that everybody can learn how to do this. That's the beauty of this. Okay. That's true empowerment. When you can have information, it's like having I'm going to use this example because my husband, he's been testing ever since he's been doing this because we've had huge, changes within his health and wellness as well as mine. But, always checking his blood pressure. Okay. So people have blood pressure machines at home.
Yeah.
This is no different, right? It's information, right? So you're checking your, maybe if you have diabetes, you have a machine at home, you're checking your sugars, right? You have a high blood pressure machine at home, you're checking your blood pressure. Exactly the same thing with this. You're checking for that information. The training is there, it's given to us. It's all very self-explanatory, right? So it's not like we are not treating, diagnosing, or curing anything. Okay. This is information that empowers you to make different decisions. It will help guide you on the right herbal protocols to take. We can look, you can look up for myself, particularly. I am getting ready to do a parasite cleanse, right? Because a lot of the vital health stuff has helped me with my chronic constipation. So now my detox pathways are open. So now I can do, an actual parasite cleanse. But here's the thing. I went out to the software and asked for a meal plan to help support me while I'm doing this. We can get to that point with this information that we have access to. What is the best meal plan for me, what's going on in my body and what I'm doing? Not about the standard, eat this way, no, eat this way, no, this way. We are all individual human beings with different requirements, right? We all have different gene mutations, if you will, if you've done your, epigenetics. We all have various things that are happening in our body. So it's very specific to us. So again, to answer your question, Angelique, we are not doctors. We are not out here renegades trying to be doctors in any way, shape, or form. It's got nothing to do with this. We are giving you information from a nutrient level perspective so that when you go to purchase supplementation or, collagen or this or that, you understand exactly what it is that your body needs versus the information that, you're watching on TikTok.
Okay, so thank you for your time, Catherine. I think we went deep. If you have any other question after watching all of this, please reach out to me in the DMs. I can provide more information. I want to give you another kind of a example of how does it work when we do our sessions. I'm going to do more like frequently in-person sessions with the scan. It's usually about 2 hours, first come, first serves. Just ask me when is the next event in the Fredericton area region, or if you're in Moncton, Catherine have them all the time, every other week as well. And in my dream, I travel for this. So if you have a plan for me to travel and there is enough people that want to be scanned, why not? Okay, so reach out to me. Thank you so much, Catherine, and let's get scanned.
It's all about empowerment. And I'm going to drop one last thing, Angelique. January is coming. Many people are not feeling their best. If you have plans that you want to shift something for 2026, I would highly consider getting your scan done and looking at the protocols to support your body into 2026. Thank you.
Thank you.
Angelique, your event is coming up next week on Tuesday and in Hanwell. And at the same time here in Moncton, we also have the same event, in-person event to come learn more information about it on Tuesday, December 9th in both locations, Fredericton and Moncton. So thank you, Angelique.
Okay, thank you, Catherine.